The text arrived at 11:42 a.m. on a Tuesday. I was reviewing contract proposals for my software consulting firm when my phone lit up with increasingly frantic messages. Olivia. Andrea. Emergency! All my payments are bouncing. My card was declined at Whole Foods. Fix this now. Mom. Andrea, your sister is stranded at the grocery store. Handle this immediately. You set up her accounts? You need to fix whatever you broke. Olivia. I have a hair appointment in an hour and my card won't work. This is your fault. You manage my money. I read the messages carefully, a small smile forming. Because I knew exactly why Olivia's payments were bouncing. And I knew exactly what was about to happen at 2:30 p.m. I typed back. On it. Let me make some calls. Then I sat back and waited. The backstory to this moment had been building for 3 years. My sister Olivia was 31 years old, 2 years younger than me. She'd never held a job for longer than 6 months. She lived in a luxury apartment she couldn't afford, drove a BMW she hadn't paid for, and maintained a lifestyle that required approximately $8,000 per month. Her income? Zero. The money came from 3 sources: Mom and Dad's allowance of $3,000 monthly, her trust fund from our grandmother, which she'd burned through the principal of against all advice, and me. 3 years ago, Mom had convinced me to help Olivia organize her finances since I was so good with money. I built a successful software consulting business, managed my own investments, and had what Mom called that responsible gene Olivia didn't get. What helping actually meant. I became Olivia's de facto financial manager. I set up her accounts, organized her bills, created a budget she never followed, and critically Mom had added me as a joint account holder just in case Olivia needs help. That joint account holder status meant I could see everything, every transaction, every overdraft. Every time Olivia spent $400 at Sephora while her utilities went unpaid. For 3 years I'd watched her drain her trust fund from $180,000 to zero. I'd watched Mom and Dad enable it with constant bailouts. I'd watched Olivia blame everyone else for the consequences of her spending. And 6 months ago, I'd started planning. The plan was simple. Document everything, then remove myself as the safety net. For 6 months, I'd kept meticulous records, asterisk screenshots of every overdraft, asterisk copies of every panicked text from Olivia demanding I fix her accounts, asterisk records of every time Mom had pressured me to transfer money to cover Olivia's shortfalls. Asterisk documentation of the $47,000 I'd personally loaned Olivia over 3 years, none of it repaid. And then 2 weeks ago, I'd done 3 things. First, I'd removed myself as joint account holder on all of Olivia's accounts. I'd gone to the bank in person, filled out the paperwork, and legally severed my connection to her financial chaos. Second, I'd de-stopped the automatic transfer I'd been making $1,500 monthly that I'd been sending to cover the gap between her spending and her income. Money she didn't know came from me. Money Mom had asked me to provide temporarily 3 years ago. Third, I'd scheduled a meeting with the bank manager who handled Olivia's accounts for today, 2:30 p.m., to discuss her concerning account activity. I'd done it all quietly. No announcements. No warnings, just boundaries, finally enforced. The messages continued throughout the day. Olivia. Andrea, seriously. My car payment bounced. My landlord is calling. What is happening? Mom. Andrea Marie Thompson, call your sister right now. She's in tears. Whatever you did to her accounts, fix IT. Dad. Your mother says there's a problem with Olivia's money. Can you sort it out? We're on the golf course until 3. Olivia. I just tried to get gas and my card was declined, in front of everyone. I'm humiliated. This is all your fault. I responded to each message with variations of, working on it, making calls, bank is investigating. All technically true. I was working on it by doing absolutely nothing. The bank was investigating Olivia's pattern of overdrafts and insufficient funds. At 1:47 p.m. my phone rang. Unknown number. Miss Thompson? This is Catherine Winters from Pacific Trust Bank. I'm calling about the accounts you asked us to review for Olivia Thompson. Yes. Thank you for getting back to me. I've completed the analysis you requested. Miss Thompson's accounts show a concerning pattern. In the past 6 months alone, she's had 43 overdraft occurrences, 67 insufficient fund fees, and her account has been in negative status 62% of the time. That matches what I observed when I was joint account holder. Yes. I see you removed yourself from the accounts 2 weeks ago. Smart decision. I'm calling because Miss Thompson is scheduled to meet with me at 2:30 to discuss her accounts. She doesn't know yet, but we're closing her checking account due to excessive negative activity. She doesn't know? She doesn't know? No. We sent notice to her mailing address, but she hasn't updated her address with us in 2 years. The notices were returned undeliverable. Of course they were. Olivia never opened mail from banks. She assumed I handled everything. What happens at 2:30? I explained that her checking account is being closed, her debit cards are being canceled, and she's being placed in check systems, which will make it extremely difficult to open accounts at other banks. She needs to settle her negative balance of $4,200 before we can close the account. How did she get to negative $4,200? Overdrafts compounding. She's been spending as though there's money in the account. Without the transfers that were coming in, I assume those were from you? Yes. Without those, her spending exceeded her deposits by significant margins. The overdraft fees added up. I see. Miss Thompson, I want to be clear. You have no legal obligation here. You're no longer on these accounts. This is entirely Ms. Thompson's responsibility. I understand. Thank you for the call. At 2:30 p.m., I was in a coffee shop across from Pacific Trust Bank. I didn't go inside, but I watched the entrance. Olivia arrived at 2:28 p.m. in her BMW. Wearing an outfit that probably cost $800, she looked annoyed but not worried. She went inside. My phone started ringing at 2:51 p.m. Olivia. Mobile. I declined the call. She called again immediately. Declined. Text. Answer your phone right now. Another call. Declined. Mom. Mobile declined. Olivia. Mobile. Again. Declined. Then the voicemail started coming in. Olivia's voicemail. Andrea, what the fuck did you do? The bank just closed my accounts. They're saying I owe $4,000. They're canceling my cards. They said you removed yourself from my accounts. What is wrong with you? Call me back. Mom's voicemail. Andrea, I just got a hysterical call from your sister. She says the bank closed her accounts and you removed yourself without telling anyone. What is going on? This is unacceptable. You can't just abandon your sister when she needs help. Call me immediately. I finished my coffee and went back to my office. By 4 p.m., I had 32 missed calls and 67 text messages. I finally responded to the group chat. Me. I removed myself from Olivia's accounts 2 weeks ago because I'm no longer willing to manage another adult's finances. Her accounts were closed by the bank due to excessive overdrafts and negative balances. This is between Olivia and her bank. I will not be providing any financial assistance. Mom, you abandoned her without warning? Me. I was never responsible for her accounts in the first place. I was asked to help temporarily 3 years ago. I've been subsidizing her lifestyle with $1,500 monthly for 3 years. I stopped. She's an adult. She can manage her own money. Olivia, you were giving me money? I thought that was from my trust fund. Me. Your trust fund has been empty for 18 months. Where did you think the money was coming from? Dad. Andrea, you were sending Olivia $1,500 a month? Why didn't you tell us? Me. Because Mom asked me to do it quietly, so Olivia wouldn't feel bad about needing help. I have the emails if you'd like to see them. Silence. Mom. That's not. I meant temporarily, not for 3 years. Me. You never told me to stop. I'm telling you now. I'm stopping. Olivia needs to support herself. Olivia, how am I supposed to pay for anything? My cards are canceled. I have a negative balance. Me. Get a job, make a budget. Pay your debts, like every other adult. Olivia, you're destroying my life. Me. No, I'm stopping enabling your refusal to live within your means. There's a difference. I muted the chat and went back to work. That evening, my father called from his personal cell. No Mom, no Olivia. Andrea, can we talk? Just you and me? Sure, Dad. I didn't know about the $1,500 monthly. Your mother told me you were helping Olivia organize her accounts, not funding them. I have 3 years of bank transfers if you want proof. I believe you. And I've been going through our accounts today. Your mother's been sending Olivia an additional $3,000 per month. I knew about that. What I didn't know is that she has also been covering Olivia's rent 6 times in the past 2 years when Olivia came up short. So Olivia's been receiving $4,500 per month in family support, plus whatever was left of her trust fund, and she still overdrafted 43 times in 6 months, apparently. Andrea, what was she spending on? Clothes, restaurants, beauty treatments, luxury gym membership, weekend trips. Adult toys for someone who's never had to think about consequences. Dad was quiet for a long moment. Your mother and I enabled this. Yes. What should we do? Stop. Just stop. Tell Olivia the support ends. She needs to get a job, find an affordable apartment, and learn to live on what she earns. She's going to fall apart. Probably. And then she either grow up or she won't. But either way, it won't be your responsibility to catch her anymore. Your mother won't agree to this. Then that's between you and Mom. But I'm out. Dad, completely. I won't manage her accounts. I won't send money. I won't fix her crises. I'm done. I understand, and Andrea? I'm sorry we put this on you. Thank you for saying that. The next 2 weeks were chaos. Olivia couldn't pay her rent. The landlord started eviction proceedings. She couldn't make her car payment. The BMW was repossessed. She couldn't pay the negative balance at the bank, so her debt went to collections. And throughout it all, she blamed me. Olivia, via a friend's phone since hers was shut off. I hope you're happy. I'm being evicted. My car is gone. This is all your fault. Extended family members started weighing in. Aunt Jennifer. Andrea, your sister is facing homelessness. How can you be so cold, Cousin Blake? Family helps family. You have money. She doesn't do the math. Uncle Rich. Your sister's crying on Facebook about being abandoned. This doesn't look good for you. Only my cousin Maya got it. Olivia just posted that she needs $5,000 for an apartment deposit and is taking Venmo donations. She's 31 years old asking strangers for rent money. You did the right thing stepping back. 3 weeks after the bank closed her accounts, Olivia moved back in with my parents. Mom was thrilled. She can stay as long as she needs to get back on her feet. Dad looked exhausted. Olivia immediately started treating their house like a hotel, sleeping until noon, eating their food, using their car, contributing nothing. After 1 week, Dad called me again. She's not looking for jobs. She's not making any effort. Your mother keeps saying she needs time to recover from the trauma of losing everything. The trauma she caused herself by spending money she didn't have. I tried pointing that out. Your mother accused me of being heartless. What are you going to do? I'm seeing a financial advisor next week without your mother. I want to understand exactly how much we've given Olivia and what it has cost our retirement. Want me to send you my documentation? I have 3 years of records. Yes, please. I sent him everything. Every transfer, every bailout, every overdraft I'd covered. The total came to $47,000 from me, plus the $108,000 from Mom over 3 years, plus the $180,000 trust fund Olivia had burned through. $335,000 in 3 years. And Olivia had nothing to show for it except designer clothes and Instagram photos. 1 month after I removed myself from her accounts, Olivia finally got a job, retail, part-time, $16 per hour at Nordstrom. She posted about it on Facebook, starting my exciting new journey in fashion retail. Sometimes we need to start over to find our true path. #new beginnings, #grateful heart. No mention of the eviction, the repossession, or the $4,200 debt in collections. Maya texted me. She's rewriting history in real time. Impressive. But Olivia was working. That was something. 2 months after the accounts closed, I received an unexpected message from Olivia. Not angry, almost reflective. Olivia, can we talk? In person? We met at a neutral coffee shop. She looked different, less polished, wearing normal clothes instead of designer everything. I've been going to therapy, she said without preamble. Mom's idea, ironically. She thought I needed help processing the trauma of you abandoning me, and And my therapist asked a lot of questions about my spending, about where the money came from, about why I never worried about running out. She paused. She helped me understand that I've been living in a fantasy, that I'm 31 and I've never actually supported myself. No, you haven't. I blamed you for everything, for the accounts closing, for the car, for the eviction. But you were keeping me afloat, weren't you? That $1,500 every month. Yes. And when you stopped, everything collapsed because I was spending like the money would always be there. Yes. She was quiet for a long moment. I don't know how to do this. Live on $16 an hour. Pay bills. Budget. I've never had to. So learn. It's hard. Most things worth doing are. Are you going to help me? Teach me. I considered it carefully. I'll answer questions if you ask them. I'll explain how budgeting works if you want to learn. But I won't manage your money. I won't send you money. And I won't fix your crises. You're an adult. You need to figure this out. She nodded slowly. That's fair. And Andrea, I'm sorry. For blaming you. For taking your money and not even realizing it. For acting like you owed me a lifestyle you were working for. It was the first real apology I'd ever heard from her. Thank you for saying that. 6 months after the bank closed her accounts, Olivia had moved into a studio apartment she could afford. She increased her hours at Nordstrom and picked up a second job doing social media for a local boutique. She was making about $2,800 a month and living on it. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. Dad called with an update. Your mother and I saw a financial advisor. We'd given Olivia $108,000 over 3 years. It delayed our retirement by at least 4 years. We've told her the support stops completely. She's on her own. How did she take it? Better than expected. I think she knew it was coming. And Andrea? Thank you. For stopping when you did. For showing us the numbers. We were enabling her to death. 1 year after that Tuesday morning text, I sat in my office reviewing my company's annual performance. Best year ever, $3.2 million in revenue, expanding to 2 new markets. My personal finances were strong too. Without the $1,500 monthly drain to Olivia, I'd saved an additional $18,000, invested it, and watched it grow. But more than the money, I'd gained something more valuable: boundaries. I'd learned that helping someone doesn't mean carrying them. That love doesn't require you to enable self-destruction. That sometimes the kindest thing you can do is step back and let someone face consequences. Olivia and I met for coffee occasionally now, not close but civil. She showed me her budget sometimes, asked questions about saving, talked about her goals. She'd never be wealthy, but she was finally learning to be independent. Mom still occasionally suggested I should help my sister more. I'd smile and decline. Dad had divorced Mom 8 months after the bank closed Olivia's accounts. Turned out the enabling extended to other areas. Mom had been making major financial decisions without consulting him for years. He was happier now, dating someone who valued financial responsibility. 2 years after that text, I received a message from Olivia. Olivia, I just paid off the collections debt from the bank. Me, I'm proud of you. That takes discipline. Olivia, I'm learning, slowly, still think you were harsh, but I get it now. I needed to hit bottom. Me, for what it's worth, I never wanted you to fail. I just couldn't keep preventing you from learning. Olivia, I know. And Andrea, thanks for not fixing it. I wouldn't have grown if you had. 5 years after that Tuesday, I thought about that morning message. All my payments are bouncing. Fix this now. And my response, on it. I'd been on it, all right. Just not in the way they expected. I'd fixed it by refusing to fix it. By stepping back and letting natural consequences do what years of enabling had prevented. Olivia had a career now promoted to assistant manager at Nordstrom, running the social media for 3 boutiques, making $52,000 a year. She lived in a nice 1-bedroom apartment. She had savings. She had built a life within her means. All because I'd stopped preventing her from falling. Some family members still thought I'd been too harsh, too cold, too unforgiving. But Olivia's therapist had told her something that stuck with me. The people who love you most will sometimes be the ones who refuse to save you from yourself. I hadn't saved her. I'd let her save herself, and that made all the difference. The bank had called her at 2:30 p.m. on that Tuesday and told her the truth. She was out of money, out of options, and out of safety nets. And that truth had set her free, not immediately, not easily, but eventually, completely. Sometimes love looks like stepping back. Sometimes help looks like saying no. And sometimes fixing someone's problem means refusing to fix it at all. That was the lesson I'd learned. And finally, after years of struggle, Olivia had learned it too.